Kicking things off in this section with the Mail, and in news that will surprise no one, Labour want to increase the number of Labour voters, Lewis.
Yeah, that's true. Labour admits it could make immigration even higher than 500,000 a year, which is what it's running right now. I mean, how many people can you let in? That's 1% of the country every year. In 10 years, that's 10%. Multiply it, do the math. To plug a skills gap. Supposedly, British people can't pick strawberries or work at Pret-a-Manger. There's no talent for that. As Rishi Sunak slams Kearse for wanting to reopen Brexit. And so this party chairman said that it's not sensible, party chairman of the Labour Party says it's not sensible to say we're going to bring immigration down because we're having there are problems somewhere in the world that we have to take people in. And let me just say this. The only difference between Labour and the Conservatives is Labour admits they're going to let more people in, and the Conservatives say they're not going to let more people in and then let more people in.
I'm amazed that somebody actually found a difference between Labour and the Conservatives. that is well done. Diane, what do you make of this?
Well, obviously, we want to have skilled people in, and it's good that we have a system so that people can sort of bring their talents over to the UK.
But couldn't we train people here?
Yes, we should be able to train people here. And I just think it's interesting. What I'm not happy about is that the party chair, Annalise Dodds, says that she said that they wouldn't have a target. And I think that's silly. I think you still need a target because everything that we have in the UK is run on targets, numbers, queues. You know, we're British. We love queues.
Yeah, without a target, there's nothing to miss.
Yeah, that's a very good point. But, yeah, so I understand it, but I think Lewis is right. Like, at least they're admitting that it may have to get higher before it gets lower. But at the moment, it's all about the rhetoric of stopping the small boats. But we want skilled workers to come in.
Yeah.
No, we don't. We don't need skilled workers. This is one of those skilled countries in the entire world. You don't need skilled. And number two, before it gets lower, it'll never get lower because the richest people, the 1%, the top, not even the 1%, the top people, they want people to come in. They want people to pick their strawberries.
But this is true. I mean, for business people, it's great. Immigration, open borders is fantastic. You get an unlimited supply of workers who will work at a lower rate than if you had a restricted labour market where people had bargaining power for the wages. You know, people could.
Oh, that would be terrible if people could actually be paid a decent wage. That would be terrible.
But I mean, this is Dan. This is what you're saying. You're saying, you know, you want a lot of people coming into the country. That suppresses wages and it suppresses the bargaining power of workers in the UK.
Right.
And this is why traditionally people on the left have wanted to stay out of the EU and wanted to have secure borders so that, you know, they'd have that bargaining power. I mean, politicians and the elites, you know, the super rich, or not even the super rich, just people who own businesses, tend to see a country as an economy rather than, you know, a set of values and people going through generations. So they think if they bring, you know, 1 million, we've got net migration set to hit 1 million people. If those people come in, it doesn't affect the fabric of communities or anything, or you know, breed resentment or create any issues. They just see it as workers to slot into factories. Because
they are not involved. They're living in their house in Surrey. They're going to private schools. They've got their house. But meanwhile, everybody's houses become expensive, and then everybody's community becomes overbuilt because we got to build more houses Prices for these houses go up. The rich people in China get richer. Somebody needs to shout about this and speak for the British people. No more immigration, and I'm going home.
Isn't it amazing that we've got an immigrant to do that for us?
Yeah. Somebody needs to recognise what is happening in this country, that both Labour and the Tories are working for the super rich people, not even in this country, but in China and in India, to use this, like you said, brilliant point. This is an economy to them. It's not someone's home.
Yeah.
Fight for Britain.
Anyway, moving.